Hi guys, this is Luai with you from aeschoolonline.com, and I truly hope that in the previous lecture you had already downloaded your footage and you created this animation with me. It is very important that you follow along and you create the same animations that I'm creating. Even better, you can pause the video course and do some animation, play around, then come back to the video. It's okay. It's important that you train, that you get the feel of the program, that you start really animating from all your heart, not only about knowing technicalities. Technicalities, it's okay, but they don't create animation. It's your own feelings, your own imagination, your own mood that will create the great animations. So now that you have created this animation, I will click in the timeline, press spacebar to run it. Cool, I can see it's pretty good. Let's add more. Would you like to add more? Let's play with the rotation now. If I click on the time indicator, it will stop the animation. Cool. And we want to focus on the rotation. Notice that rotation has two values here. One is 0 times, there is an x small one. It means these are the full rotations. And the other one, the plus 0.0 degree, is the angle. Let's click on it and you scrub it left or right, whatever you like, and then it will rotate. To change the value here, you can simply click inside and it will highlight for you the value, and you can write any figure you want. For example, 0, and press enter. It will reset this value. Let's start the rotation animation. To initiate it, as you remember, you click on the stopwatch and the keyframe is created for the value 0 rotation and 0 angle. Now you go down your timeline to 1 second, for example, and you say that from this keyframe over here to this keyframe, you want the birdie to rotate twice. So it starts rotating here twice and then comes to a still no rotation. All you have to do is to change the value of the rotation, that's the number of rotations, to, for example, 2. You can put 3, 4, whatever you want. Click on the time indicator and just scrub through. You will notice how it's going. Very fine. Now, when the guy is coming up, you really don't want him to rotate. But when he comes down, you want him to rotate. Actually, from this keyframe at 2 seconds to the keyframe 3 seconds, you want him to rotate twice. But you want him to start rotating over here and nothing before. To do that, you need to replicate this keyframe, meaning the same values on this keyframe should be replicated to the keyframe that will be created at 2 seconds. Simply to create a replicate keyframe from the previous one, or to create a keyframe with the same values that are written here without changing them, all you have to do is to click on the star over here. A keyframe is created and the values are the values that were there. Very simple. So you notice here, though we have two keyframes, there is no animation because the keyframes have the same values. Now go to 3 seconds. Here you are. And then change the value now to give the guy another 2 rotations. You can click inside and press 4 and press enter, and here you are. A new keyframe has been created and there is an animation in between because the values are different. So let's play our animation here. We press spacebar, he rotates down, he goes up, rotates down, goes up. Pretty cool, right? Now, same at 4 seconds. That means from 3 to 4, you don't want the guy to rotate at all. You want the same value of this keyframe to be replicated here. What you do, you press on the keyframe over here, add or remove keyframe at current time. Of course, the values did not change, so the values on this keyframe are the values that you see here. Cool. Now he's going down again, and you want him now to rotate also twice. You want to change this value and add plus 2. So I overwritten the 4, but After Effects will remember the 4, and here you're asking him to add plus 2 to the previous value of the keyframe. If you press enter, you will get 6. It's not a miracle, just After Effects knows what was the value before and gives you a new value according to the addition you have done. So now we have a full animation. Let's press spacebar and see the guy. He rotates down, goes up, rotates down, goes up, rotates down, and that is very nice. Welcome to motion graphics. Let's add more. Let's start playing with the scale. Let's click on the time indicator and just drag it to the beginning. You want the birdie to start at this size, and when it goes down, it becomes smaller. How to do that? First of all, let's initiate the animation by clicking on the scale, and you have your first keyframe that is at 100% and 100%. Notice the chain link here. The chain link here means that when you change one value, the other value is going to change and you will scale proportionally. Cool. So when it comes down over here, we want him to be at half the size. Then you come to the scale here and you write 50, that's half, and the guy will go from big to small. Then still he goes up, and when he's up over here, you want to get him back to, let's say, 150%. Let's make it fun. Then when he's going down, he goes back smaller to 50%. Then you go to 4 seconds, and let's say here you say 100%. And when he's coming out totally, let's make him infinitely small that we cannot see him. So we put the scale to 0. We click, type 0, and enter. Let's run our animation by pressing the spacebar. Here you are, go small, big, and then disappears. Now you have something that you can work with. Cool. There is a point here I don't like at all. For this guy is just appearing in the middle of our animation. We really don't want that. We want him to start appearing slowly. We want him to be transparent in the beginning. Then after maybe half a second, it appears and becomes opaque at 100%. How do we do this? We use opacity. We click on the stopwatch to start the animation. And if you want him transparent, all we have to do is to put the opacity to 0. Press 0, press enter. It has disappeared because it has become transparent. We come after half a second just over here and we make the opacity at 100%. I will click and drag it to the right. It will open to 100%. Let's go and run our animation now. We press spacebar and here you are. The guy is appearing and then he's rotating and moving around. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you followed along with me. I hope you created this animation. I urge you to go to After Effects, download your footage, and do this animation and learn. Have fun. It doesn't matter if it is the one I have done. It just matters that you have keyframes all over the place, you mess it up, you play with it, and you really have the fun of your life. This is motion graphics, and it's all about creating from your imagination. I'll see you in the next lecture.